Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. We'll chant the first verse of Manah Shodhanam. Please repeat. Paramatma Avyayananda Sarvabhutasthitopiha Ajnanenavruto drishtaha Tathaiva cha manomalaihi. So after establishing the importance of purifying our mind and also indicating the various popular ways that are employed by majority of people, which are called as Bahiranga sadhanas or preliminary spiritual practices, then Puja Guruji establishes that which is considered to be the greatest, subtlest means to purify the mind, to get rid of all the impurities, not just temporarily, but long-term solution, and that is also independent solution where we are not dependent on any means, any object, any place, any person. That is called vichara or right thinking. It was also mentioned that this right thinking has been extolled in the Bhagavad Gita by Bhagavan himself, and this is what is being explored here in this text. What is right thinking? So first, understanding what these impurities are, recognizing them without any justification or denial, understanding these impurities in their totality, their consequences, and then trying to get rid of them in the healthiest possible way. So here we saw this quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam where there is a dialogue between Narada and Yudhishthira. Narad Maharshi is, Devarshi Narada is advising Yudhishthira on the same topic of how to purify the mind, how to get rid of these various impurities. And in that we saw one, that kama, desire. Where does desire rise from? Desire rises from the innate tendency of wanting more and more joy. Where did joy come from? Joy is again in the mind. There is an expectation of joy based on two considerations. One is something is real and it is different from me. This consideration only creates this illusion of joy or sorrow. Because an object by itself may not have joy or sorrow. Rather, it would be more appropriate to say objects don't have joy or sorrow. It is our mind that feels joy or sorrow. And we took some examples. For example, a hot beverage on a winter cold morning is something that gives us joy. But a hot beverage in the summer hot afternoon will that only will give us sorrow. So the same object can create joy or sorrow. What is the cause? Our mind is the cause. And which kind of mind? One which gives reality to that object and also considers it to be separate, different from myself. So Satyat Buddhi and Bhinna Buddhi, Bheda Buddhi, these two. And that only gives rise to Sukha Buddhi and Dukkha Buddhi. That which is having potential happiness, I run after this, that is called raga or like, and that which has potential sorrow, I run away from it, that is called dislike or dvesha. Now this raga dvesha only, this solidifies, crystallizes, and it takes the form of kama, desire, which is the very strong impurity. Why we call it as impurity? Because it does not let us remain in peace. It creates agitation, and there are lots of other things that happen after that. If the desire is fulfilled, there is greed. If it is not fulfilled, there is anger. If somebody else is fulfilled, there is jealousy. Mine is fulfilled, others are not fulfilled, then there is arrogance, ego. So all these different types of negativities or impurities come after this kama. And therefore, how to get rid of kama? So then, and right thinking, analyze, how does this desire come about? This desire starts with a very simple, innocent looking, fanciful thought. How nice it would be if I can get this. How nice it would be. So it seems as though it is so harmless. What is wrong in thinking like that? We also took an example yesterday of that, we go to a showroom, clothing, and then the person also sees that what are we slowly slowing down our gaze at. We are looking at everything, suddenly our gaze stops somewhere. And then the shopkeeper also, if he is smart, he says, why don't you try it? Go to the trial room, try it, see how you look. That fanciful thought slowly starts crystallizing. I really look very good. I want this dress. I must get this dress. What happened? That fanciful thought of how nice it would be, it has now become I want it. And slowly, further, it becomes I can't live without it. So, how to stop? We cannot stop after this advances a bit. So, nip it in the bud. So, asankalpat jayet kamam. So, don't let that thought itself, that fanciful thought, the first time it comes, that time itself. So alertness and having that courage. We saw that example of that sage, the story from Mahabharata, where he was happily living and then these villagers came, they came and started, I will give you land, I will give you bullocks, I will give you plow, I will teach you how to do farming. And then suddenly this crazy camel came, and that camel took the two bullocks and ran away, and he started running after the camel, and then my bullocks, and suddenly stopped and said, what is this? What am I doing? I was so happy. This one little thought, I let me try cultivation. Let me try this innocent looking thought. But it led to this state. So, asankalpat jayet kamam. Then, krodham kama vivarjanat. And then anger is always followed by desire. Anger is always following desire. Anger cannot be without any desire. If I have no desire, there cannot be any anger. So if there is any anger, which means there was a desire before that. Desire could be any form, like we can use different words for desire. We can call it as expectation. We can call it as, what do you call, plan. So these are all, we can say, but these are all desires only. Insistence on plan is called desire only. Expectation, very strong expectation becomes desire only. That this should be like this only, it should be happen like this only. And then I am not able to accept anything different from what I have thought of. So therefore, krodham kama vivarjanat. If I have to win over anger, if I have no desire, no anger. If there is desire, all possibilities of anger exist. And as I said, it is not just non-fulfillment of desire that will lead to calamity. Even if fulfillment of desire is there, lobha will come. Greed. So how do we deal with greed? So dealing with greed, it is said, arthanarthekshaya lobham. Lobham, that which, greed can be dealt with by, again, this is all thinking only. There is nothing externally to do. Just right thinking. Ikshaya means to be able to see, to be able to understand. What? Artha, anartha. Anartha means calamity. Artha means wealth. So to see the calamitous nature of wealth. Now here wealth is only an example given. But whatever is my object of greed, in that I see calamity. See means recognize calamity. It is not that I am imagining calamity. I recognize it. That is what it is. It is not about, it is not there and I start imagining and that's how, this is not something like, what do you call, affirmations and auto-suggestions and all. This is not like that. Here when we say, Ikshaya, to be able to see means what is there I see. And it is there. What is there? The calamitous nature of all my object of greed, whatever it may be. If there is greed, it is calamitous. Why? Because I want more, I want more, I want more. Where is the end? Where is the end? So as soon as, if for example, so many, animals, they are caught from the wild, they are caught, one of the reasons is this also, greed. Why? Because sometimes some animals, they sense danger is coming, but they feel, little bit let me eat, and they're gone. That few moments. That is why all these are to be conquered in moments, because they also are there to overpower us only for moments. Those moments, if they pass, I am safe. Then there's nothing that happens. Nothing can disturb me. So these moments, if we can conquer them, then we have conquered them. And when will these moments happen? Anytime. Okay, once conquered, done? No, it can come back also. So therefore, all the time I have to be alert. So artha, anartha, ikshaya, to be able to see the calamitous nature of whatever the object of my greed is. Here, wealth. I want more wealth, I want more wealth, I want more wealth. Where will it lead me to? Let me get a little more, let me get a little more. We do this, every morning we do this. Not with wealth, but with sleep. 10 more minutes, 5 more minutes. And when we are waking children up, we become very wise. What is it? What is it? What are you going to get in 5 minutes? Get up now. But when it comes to us, some more. And sometimes to the extent that I want to complete a dream. After knowing it is a dream. Because I wake up and say, oh, I woke up before finishing that ice cream. I was just having, and then before that I woke up. What is this? I want to finish it. So now, again go to sleep. As though you are going to enter the dream and you're going to get that same. And as though that is going to add any value to the life. But still, knowing very well, still we go back. Greed. Some more, some more, some more. Let me finish little more. Let me finish little more. And that's where In anything. Artha anarthe kshaya lobham. Bhayam tattva avamarsanat. Bhayam, fear. Now fear also, mostly fear comes. We saw an example of fear. Dhoti. Tamarind tree. Dhoti stuck. Fear. Now those who could not come, I am very sorry, I am not able to repeat it. But still, you can ask the others. After the class, not now. So this fear. Now fear comes, it is always of the unknown. If we know it, there is no fear. If we know it, you say, okay, I know what it is. It is like fear also is two kinds. One is that which freezes us. It does not let me function at all. That type of fear. Other type of fear is that helps me prepare better. There's two fears. One type of fear is healthy fear, which is again like kama, krodha, all these things. This also, there are some healthy fears also. Now fear, if there is no fear, it may be very dangerous for my health, for my existence, for my life. So little bit of fear is important. For example, I am crossing the road. I should have some fear that if I don't look, then some vehicle may just kill me. So I have to have that much fear so that I am careful, I am alert, I save myself. But it should not freeze me and it should not stop me from performing at all. So that level of fear, and this fear comes mostly of the unknown, not the known. For example, if there is, let us say a cricket match. So the opponent team is very strong in bowling. So we know that, okay, this bowler is very difficult to face. Now I know that he is very difficult to face. So what? It helps me to prepare to face the ball. And I do my best. There also, there may be a little bit of fear, but that's a healthy fear that I have to be alert, I have to be careful, anything can happen, so I have to face the ball correctly. So that is one kind of fear. But other, suddenly, somebody walks in, a 6-footer, well built, he comes with the ball. We don't know whether he's a bowler or a hammer thrower. He came. He said, now I am shaking. I don't know what is going to happen. He's going, unknown. I don't even know what kind of ball will come. That fear is different fear. So most of our fears, sometimes I, switch off all the lights and go to bed, and suddenly I hear some noise in the kitchen. Some vessels fell. Tang, 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 tang. Who is there? Has some thief broken in? What has happened? Either it is a thief or it is a ghost. One of these two only. What is it? I don't know. And mustering up courage, I have to go and check. What is there? Is there someone? Is that person, whoever it is? I've already started making stories in my mind. Maybe someone has come to steal. Does that person have a gun? What if he shoots me? Should I wear some bulletproof and go? What will happen? Should I take my gun? But my gun also is kept in the kitchen only. So now what do I do? So I am going there, totally scared, shivering, saying, what happened? And when I peep into the kitchen, I see the vessels fallen. Where is this? What happened? Looking around. Slowly, I am scared to even switch on the light, because when the light is turned on, I don't know what I will see. So I am so scared. Slowly switch on the light. I look around and then I say, meow. One little cat is there. It came looking for some milk. What happened? What happened? Did the situation change? Earlier also it was the cat only. It is not that some robber became a cat. Earlier also it was the cat only. But what was the difference? Earlier I did not know the truth. Now I know. So knowledge, tattvavamarsanat, means to know the truth, to know what it really is. Once I know it, my fear is gone. Sometimes we have these students and all very afraid of exams. What to talk? Not young students also, older also. We have sometimes this chanting class and all. So sometimes even Vedanta class also, we say next week we will have chanting exam. Attendance will be lesser only. And they will say traffic was very bad, because it is easy to blame the traffic. But attendance will be low. Why? Because exam, I am still scared of exam. I don't know what will be asked. So this, but then if we know, I will be asked to chant. And I will chant whatever I know, I have learnt whatever best I can. That's all. And if I am doing it wrongly, I will be corrected. And if I am doing it rightly, I will be appreciated. That's all, nothing else. Oh, that much only, okay, now I am not scared. See? What a big deal. But if I don't know, I make up stories and all. That is why tattvavamarshana, to know what the truth is, to understand the truth. Then fear goes, because most of our fears are of the unknown only. Because I don't know only, I have these fears. Now then further, few other impurities here they are pointing out. Verse number 20. Anvikshikya shoka mohau dambham mahadupasaya yogantarayan maunena himsam kayadyanihaya. Shoka moha, shoka sorrow, moha delusion. These are also called as impurities only. Why? Because anything that is not the natural state is impurity. For example, what is an impurity in water? Anything other than hydrogen and oxygen is called impurity in water. Because hydrogen and oxygen only in that proportion is called water. Anything other than that is impurity. Similarly, here also, what is impurity here? So even sorrow and delusion is called shoka moha. That is also called impurity of the mind. Means what? It is not the natural state of the mind. Sorrow is not our natural state. If it was, then we would be comfortable with sorrow. We would also find ourselves going to the temple and praying for sorrow. Oh Lord, give me some sorrow. But do we do that? No. It is not a comfortable state. We never ask for sorrow. And these are the times when we think like this, right thinking. That is why thinking is difficult. Why? Because at these times only suddenly we will remember in Mahabharat, Kunti ji was there. She asked for sorrow. What about her? She prayed for sorrow only from Bhagwan. Yes, it is a fact that Kunti ji asked for sorrow. But when she asked, she also justified why she wants sorrow. What did she say? Give me sorrow, O Bhagwan. Hey Krishna, give me sorrow. Okay. Then, when I am in sorrow, I will remember you. Because when I am happy, I forget you. What to do? That is my weakness. But when I am in sorrow, I remember you. Okay. And when I remember you, you come to me. And when you come to me, I am happy. So what do I want? I don't want sorrow for the sake of sorrow. I want sorrow to lead me to happiness only. So that is what I am asking for. So whatever, so someone who says, I want sorrow, you give that person sorrow, what will that person be? Wish is fulfilled, no? So my wish of getting sorrow is fulfilled. Now I am happy. So actually we want happiness only. Because that is the natural state. And that is why sorrow is considered to be an impurity. It is not a natural state of the mind. And that sorrow comes because of delusion, because of ignorance. Now how can I get rid of this shoka moha? In the Upanishads, a very powerful statement which is repeated in many of the Upanishads. It says, Tatra ko mohah kashokah ekatvam anupashyatah. The one who can see the one everywhere, all the time, such a person doesn't know of any grief, doesn't know of any delusion. No shoka, no moha. Tatra ko moha kashokaha. Ekatvam anupashyata. To see continuously that one consciousness in everything. So that is what is here also indicated. Anvikshikya shoka mohau. This delusion and sorrow can be washed off, removed, destroyed by Anvikshiki Vidya. It is the knowledge of that reality which is everywhere. Now to recognize that reality everywhere, I have to first recognize within me. I cannot start from recognizing reality everywhere. I say, I am not able to see God in anyone. You can't see God in anyone until and unless we recognize Him within ourselves. So first we have to look within. Because what we find within, that only we are able to find outside also. So we say the world is very wicked. What does it mean? It means what is inside, that only will be seen outside. If we say world is a very beautiful place, what does it mean? My mind is beautiful. If I see all negativities in people, that is what I notice most, which means I am filled with that. If I see goodness, I am filled with that goodness. And that is why, we have this word which we use, you are very naive, you don't understand. What does that mean? You cannot be cunning. You don't have it in you, so you don't see it in others. But that person is playing games with you. Do you understand that? How did you know? Let's not talk about that. Because I am able to recognize, because it is there within me. To a lesser or greater extent, it is there. That is why I can see it. So if I see the self within me, then what will I see outside? I will see that self only. That is called anvikshikya. So through that knowledge of that self that pervades everything, to be able to recognize that one consciousness in everything, that alone will get rid of my delusion or ignorance and the resultant sorrow or grief. Shoka mohau anvikshikya. Dambham mahadupasaya. Dambha. This is also a very interesting impurity. Oh, what impurity is interesting. All these are so interesting. Because this is all showing mirror to us, that we are looking at ourselves. Dambha. Dambha means pretentiousness. To show off something that is not there. So, pretending. I am not something, but then I'll show off. Or, another meaning of dambha is, I do little bit, but I do publicity so much about it. Little bit. I will give 2 bananas to somebody. But I will go with the media. Take my picture, take my video, take it vertical because I have to post on reels, I have to. And put caption also. Most generous person. Put # charity, # Hashtag goodness is in giving. Hashtag banana to serve all. Hashtag giver goes bananas. Anyway. But little bit, but then so much of publicity, everyone. What I did? Little bit. 2 bananas I gave. That also which I will not eat it anymore. It has become overripe. It is black. Now I am not going to eat it. So what do I do? Media, come. I am going to give it to someone. That which I don't have, I show off. This is called dambha. And Bhagavan is, all these in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan has mentioned that these are the divine virtues that one needs in order to progress spiritually. Not only spiritually, we need it even in the worldly success, it is required. All these things are required. Dambha, show something. Now, just imagine, very, very practical day-to-day example. If I have this dambha, this show-off, and when I go to the doctor, if I do this, what will happen? I go to the doctor. You have coffee? No coffee. I'm fine. I'm very healthy. Your immunity seems to be compromised. Absolutely not. What compromise? I can. No compromise. I'm fine. Now, if you are going to show a very nice face to the doctor, how is the doctor going to help us get healthy? His job is to help us get back to health. And we are going and showing off. So like that, in the world also, our family, our friends, anyone, showing off. This is dambha. There was this very beautiful expression that Puja Guruji mentioned, which we can all relate to in this day and age. We have a habit of buying things we do not need with the money we do not have to impress people we do not like. It is so true. So many things we buy which we don't need, just to show, impress. Whom are we impressing? People I don't get along with. I don't like them, but I have to impress. See, new car. You don't like them, then let them mind their business, you mind your... My neighbor? No, see, mine also. I also have this. Then, money, credit card, loan, all this, not belonging to us, this money. We use it. And then, lifelong, we are only paying EMI. Became accepted slavery. So now, what are we doing? Why are we doing? Just to impress others. I don't need it. Why do I need? Somebody built a house with 52 bedrooms. And only husband and wife live in that house. So I was wondering, even every day 1 bedroom is used. 1 month only 30, till 12, still there are extra bedrooms available. What will they do? And so many guests if they entertain, rather make it a hotel. Why do you need so much in a house? Status symbol. Which I don't need, but this is dambha. I don't have certain qualities, I show off. I don't need some things, but I do those things just to make a show. Why? That is dambha. Now, how do I get rid of dambha? Mahad upasaya. Beautiful means to get rid of this impurity of pretentiousness. What? By serving great people, by serving the saints, the noble people. Oh, how will that work? Because when I am serving someone great, someone noble, what happens? That person, he will see through this pretentiousness. And he will not let us pretend like that. He will rip us apart. Because these great people, noble saints and all, they are all our well-wishers. They are not pretentious. They don't want to maintain good relations. They are interested in our well-being. So if we serve them, and if we show off something that is not us, they will bring us on track. So to be with such people helps us to remain away from all these impurities. Mahad upasaya. Yogantarayan maunena. Antaraya means obstacle. Yoga antaraya means obstacle on the path of yoga. Yoga means certain practices which are prescribed, especially here talking about the Ashtanga Yoga, where Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahara, etc. So all these different types of, these sadhanas, certain sadhanas when we perform for considerably long time, what happens is we start getting some siddhis, some powers, supernatural powers and all those things. It is possible. There are sadhanas where such things can come. Immediately, what are they? What do I have to do? How can I do that? Somebody went to Guruji and asked, do you have some siddhis and all? He asked, what do you mean by siddhis? Siddhis means flying in the air, walking on water and all those things. So, do you have such siddhis? Guruji said, flying in the air, I don't know, but then walking on water, yes. I said, really? Can you show me? He said, yeah, I can. So, show. So, actually this happened. Gurudev took that person to the bathroom, put some water on the floor and walked. He said, see, I am walking on water. Why do we get so fascinated by all these things? Even Gurudev, even till date, Gurudev's story, if we listen to what happened, Gurudev did this, especially when we go to Siddhabari, this often happens. There will be people narrating stories and then we are all interested. Did Gurudev do any miracle? No. Gurudev did this, Gurudev did that. And he looked up and he said, stop. He said this and then it happened. And these miracles and all, we are all very fascinated. Oh, Gurudev had all these siddhis and all. But he was a Brahmagyani. He knew the truth. And that is what he taught us. He brought this knowledge to us after going through so much of difficulty while gaining himself. He brought this knowledge to us and served it in a golden platter, ready-made to us. That we are not interested in. We are interested in what miracle did he do? Did he have some powers? Was this not power to teach someone like us? What a miracle! Someone so dumb. He brought us to this level of studying the scriptures and all. This is such a great miracle. But you siddhis and all. And others also, we are so interested and fascinated by siddhis. Just imagine if we get something like that. Just imagine. I look at something and tuck, it falls. I feel so, I have siddhis. I get so, and so many seekers, when they get these kind of powers, they get carried away and they get stuck there and their progress is gone. They start falling also after that. So many seekers, such things happen. Siddhis, even simple things. If I say and somebody listens, that is also siddhi. Is it not siddhi? Ask parents of teenagers. You need siddhi. That I say and the child listens. Even an animal will listen. My pet will listen. Sit down, it will sit. But my teenager will not listen. Why? Why should I sit? I want to stand. But you are going to sit anyway. That's why I told you. I was going to say, but when you said you sit, now I don't want to sit. I will stand. Okay, Baba. No siddhi. Nobody listens. What to do? This is also siddhi. Simple, small things also siddhi only. Sometimes I am sitting silently and the mind is also silent. It is siddhi. Now these small siddhis, we get momentary some glimpses, we get carried away. So nice. And then what happens is our downfall is guaranteed if we start talking about it to people. Because when we start talking, we give importance to it. So within the mind also that becomes very important. And not only that, people will start lining up to make us perform that. You know, you can fly in the air. Okay, show me. Show me. Can you take me also? Let's go. So such kind of, you can read a face. Okay, tell me, what is there written on you? People show hand. So many people come when we travel with this attire. They come. Maharaj ji, do you see this? So usually we turn it down, but sometimes we are in a mood of mischief also. So some time pass. Once I was taking a journey in a train, 40-hour long journey. It was from the south of India to the north, 40-hour long. So Puja Guruji was sending me away, now go. So 40-hour. So he said, do one thing. Anyway, how much will you sleep? 40 hours, you can't sleep so much. How much will you eat? You can't eat so much also. So you will be there. No? So what will you do? So he said, you start seeing people's hands. And raise some funds also, for the mission. Get somebody that, okay, every hand you take some money. I said, I'll do. I didn't do that. But Guruji said, if you feel like you do that, just for fun. Because this is what people are interested. If people say, okay, what do? Do you see hand? No. Do you read face? No. Do you do some miracle or something? No. What do you say? I teach Bhagavad Gita. What is this? Okay, let's go. Some other better Baba we will look for. Because it is good for nothing. You can't even read my face. What is the use? This is what people are fascinated with. And if we talk about all these siddhis to people, they are going to make us do this much only. Like we torture small children when guests come. We do that, no? Especially children going to Bal Vihar. When guests come to our house, the children, poor child, he may be in a mood or not. Chant Gayatri Mantra, bol ke dikhao, uncle aaye hain, unko bol ke dikhao. All children, they get fed up. Why did I learn this Gayatri Mantra? Because that's all I will be made to do. So just imagine if I have siddhis and I talk about it to everyone, that's all people will make me do. Naach ke dikhao, ga ke dikhao. That is why yoga antarayan maunena. Be silent, no need to talk about it to anyone. And for us the greatest example, demonstration is Puja Gurudev himself. He never talked. Even people went and told him, Gurudev, we know you are doing miracles and all. Gurudev just shut them up. Once someone went to Gurudev and said, Gurudev, can you read minds? Gurudev said, I have better things to do. Why should I read your filthy mind? So why should I unnecessarily talk about all these things? It may come, it may go. It is all temporary. It is not the deal. It is not the real thing. So even if it is come, that is why it is called as obstacle on the path of yoga. So this is not the real goal. So maunena. Himsam. There may be tendency of hurting others. That is called violence. Violence need not be only physical. Physical also, yes, it is called violence. But it is not just that. Sometimes with words also we hurt people. Sometimes just by looks we hurt people. Gestures we hurt people. And sometimes just by thoughts we hurt people. This is hinsa. Now the point is, thoughts, how can somebody get influenced? Whether the other person gets influenced or not, the thought of hurting someone else is in my mind. That is an impurity which will not let me be in peace. That is why it is an impurity. Violence. Whether it is mental, whether it is at the level of speech or physical, whatever it may be. So if we find ourselves having this tendency, and this all comes from anger, from desires, from expectations, all these things also. But in general, if we do, sometimes it may not be something intentional, but unintentionally also we hurt people. I say something, you come and sit here. I said, but then why are you shouting at me? No, I will come and sit. No, my voice is only like that. Sit down. Calm down. Mellow down a little bit. Because people will get scared. They'll run away. Relax. I am relaxed only. So, such kind of himsa. Even sometimes when we go to some place, people can hear us coming from long distance itself. Not that we are speaking anything, just our walk. Dum, 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 dum. This was the description of Ravana. That when he used to walk, the whole earth used to shake. Like that sometimes we also do. And then people far away know, he's coming. Right. So this is also sometimes hinsa. Because people get disturbed. Even sometimes when we are very happy, we do hinsa. How can we do hinsa when we are happy? When we are very happy, we start celebrating, we start singing, we start playing music. All that, it might disturb someone. But we are not considerate enough. We are throwing a party and all this is going on. But there may be a neighbor who may be, unwell. Are we disturbing them? Are we harming them, hurting them? So that sensitivity is not there sometimes. So that happens. So therefore it is said, himsam kayadi anihaya. To have control over our instruments and their movements. Whether it is physical, verbal or mental. To have that control over our movements. Uncontrolled movements can disturb others. But when it is controlled means I can decide how much, when, to what extent, anything, whether it is making noise or whether it is saying something, whether it is doing something, I can do it. I can do it gracefully. Even our footwear, when we see how the footwear is placed, we know the state of mind also. Sometimes one right slipper is here and left is here. So I just came through one here, ran inside. That is also amounting to hinsa. Sometimes we find, on the shoe rack, inside the shoe rack, very rarely people place it. But even down if we place, it will not be next to each other. It will be like this. Means what? They were walking and while walking they took off their shoes and went inside. Tuck, tuck on. So then these two shoes are like this only. So sometimes our actions, we also don't know what we are doing. Littering. There is also visual littering. We may not be throwing something, but we go and carve our name on the trunk of a tree or on a rock. And why? We came and went, that was pollution enough. Why do I have to leave traces of that pollution for people to remember afterwards also? So, to be able to have that control over the movements of our body, of even our senses, our speech, etc. Everything measured. So if that way we are trained, so what is happening is all this one thing common is we are alert. That alertness is common in all these ways of dealing with these impurities. Then going further, in the next verse, verse number 21, Guruji is saying, Kripaya bhutajam dukkham Daivam jahyat samadhina Atmajam yoga viryena Nidram sattva nishevaya. Now, there are some other impurities or obstacles also, Some come as our ill feeling towards certain things that create disturbance in the immediate surroundings. For example, we have sat down to read a book, let us say, and suddenly the dog outside starts barking. So there is that irritation and that ill feeling towards that dog. Why it has to bark now only? I'm sitting and reading and I'm not able to focus. No, it is disturbing me. So immediate surroundings. Someone in the neighborhood, somebody has played some very loud music. It's disturbing. That sense of that irritation that happens. So that ill feeling towards the immediate surroundings, because it has become an obstacle on our path. Second type of that ill feeling or sorrow comes from the phenomenal forces. That also creates disturbance. Something like a tsunami or an earthquake or some kind of natural disaster, some cyclone or any such disaster. Now, in the nature. Now, I cannot do anything about that, what is happening in the phenomenal forces. I can't do anything, but that frustration is definitely there. That ill feelings, I don't know what to do. This had to happen now only. Why is this happening now? So that kind of ill feeling comes. So something that the source is known, immediate surroundings, that is called Adi Bhautik Dukkha. The sorrow that is coming from immediate surroundings. Some that is coming from the phenomenal forces. I don't know where it is coming, when it will come, how it came, but it just came. That is called Adi Daivik Dukkha. And the third, which is from within, our own body, our own mind, it is called Adhyatmik Dukkha. These three sources of sorrow, which is again that ill feeling, that irritation, that helplessness, sometimes expressing as frustration, sometimes anger, sometimes violence, all these may be the expressions, but this all happens within our mind. So how to overcome these types of impurities? So that coming from the immediate surroundings, he says kripaya. Kripaya means having that compassion towards beings around us. Okay, I understand. For example, a dog is barking. Now, what can you do? Have compassion that it must be maybe scared of something or excited about something or whatever the reason. Poor thing, it is barking. Have that compassion. Then automatically my mind is at peace. All these are ways of thinking right and making things peaceful. It is not about changing anything in the external world. Same way, about the phenomenal forces is a samadhina, means equanimity of mind. Daivam jahyat samadhina. Because you have to accept it with an equanimous mind. What will you do? Now, earthquake happened. Now, it should not have happened. Even if you say it should not happen, it has already happened. Now what? So bad, so bad, so bad. How much you will repeat so bad, so bad? Now accept it, that's all. Now, whatever I can do or I must do, I do that. That's all. Equanimity of mind will make me accept and get rid of this weakness also. And Atmajam Yoga Viryena. And the causes of this kind of frustration or this kind of inabilities or some kind of distraction and all that are coming from within us, our body limitations, our mind distractions, all these things, for that Yoga Viryena means by practice and discipline, I have to get rid of all these different weaknesses that are stemming from within me. So there may not be any external cause, but from inside I'm feeling very frustrated. For no reason at all. So I have to, what is this happening? Discipline. This is not the time. Mind, come on. Sit and study, sit and do japa, sit and do this. So it has to be, and it will not come in one day. It has to be Yoga Viryena, means again and again doing it. Then it creates that internal strength. And Nidram, sleep. Sometimes that is also. Both, with respect to sleep, there are two possibilities. One, I get too much of sleep, or I don't get sleep only. Both are problems. So what can I do? Sattva Nishevaya. Sattva Nishevaya means by means of performing all the actions and also my thoughts, keeping them in Sattva Guna. Sattva Guna means not very agitated and, not very turbulent and not very indolent and dull also. To be alert, awake, that is called Sattva. Where all my senses and everything is alert and awake, and I'm able to grasp everything in the surroundings. I'm able to do what is required. I'm able to think clear. And this will also come by practice. All my thoughts, all my activities have to be established in Sattva Guna. Have to be established in that peace and calm. Anything I do. Because too much of sleepiness comes out of tiredness. And why do we get tired? Because all the time we are agitated. Or lack of sleep also is because of constant active mind. So both these. No, we don't do both. We just keep sleeping. Still I am sleepy. Because we are only sleeping, we are doing nothing else. So it has to be engaged in some creative activity. Something that benefits not just me, but it is for others also. That kind of sattvic activities when I train. But I said, but then no, I can't. How will I be able to do that? So then further it is said in the next verse, Rajastamascha Sattvena Sattvam Chopashamena Cha Etat Sarvam Gurau Bhaktya Purusho Hyanjasa Jayet. When there is a lot of tamoguna, means that dullness and indolence in us, laziness, procrastination, such kind of things are there in us, then how do I get rid of those? By means of activity, by rajoguna. I have to get up and start working, doing something physically. When I start doing that, then that, for example, in the morning, when we are waking up, that time if we directly sit up on the bed and start meditating, what will happen? We will sleep only. So, immediately after getting up, so we are asked that, okay, take a shower and then sit down. Now what is that in between? That is through Rajoguna, through that activity, I am taking getting rid of the sleepiness or the laziness. And then now this activity, now it should not get into that activity, now you should not keep on going there. Now what happened? From there, I have to sit down and start my prayers, etc. So then the mind comes to Sattva Guna. So this is the cycle. So if there is too much of laziness, I have to act. If there is too much of activity, then I have to calm down and get into certain more peaceful ways of activity. But that Sattva Guna also, sometimes that also can become a bondage. Something peaceful you are doing, noble you are doing, something good you are doing to help someone or to serve someone you are doing, that also can become an attachment for us. And then I'm not able to leave that only. So then how do I do that? So then from there also, that Sattva Guna also, I have to withdraw my mind and slowly invest in practice of meditation, etc. There's more deeper sadhanas. So sometimes let us say we are engaged in some service activity. Now that service activity also sometimes becomes an attachment for us. I can't leave that also. So I have to somewhere withdraw my mind and learn to be happy with myself. So how my life progresses in this first line of this verse is, initially I am very lazy, I don't want to do anything. Then suddenly I am fired by this desire. No, I have to do something. I have to succeed in the world. I have to make a lot of money. I have to make, my name and fame has to spread everywhere. Okay, so I start working. So from Tamoguna, I came to Rajoguna and get into complete activity. And so much I did, and this desire and this, more and more, making more money and all these things, it keeps growing to some extent. After that, somewhere it has to stop. Then I say, I can't handle this too much. Then what do? That this is giving me joy, okay, but then it is also exhausting me. Now what do? So some Sattva Guna. So what do? I share that with people. Dana, etc. We saw already Dana. So we share this wealth, etc. Whatever we have aggrandized, all that we slowly share, etc. Now that becomes so initially my identity was a good for nothing fellow. I was not very happy. Then I became a very successful businessman, let us say. Now that identity is living. Then successful but tired, exhausted. Now what to do? So now most charitable, most generous person in society. Now that becomes my identity. Now that identity is very difficult to leave, because the society will also keep on praising us only. So that becomes my identity, that I am stuck. So from there what do? Come within. Start practices of contemplation, meditation, etc. When I do these things, then what happens? I find greater joy in this. I find greater fulfillment. Then all these activities, my identities that kept on shifting, that also got kind of directed towards my real identity. So ultimately, from wherever I begin, ultimately where do I reach? Reach my real identity, myself. Where did we start this text? Paramatma Avyayananda Sarva Bhuta Sthitopiha Ajnanena Avritaha Adrishtaha, not seen. Now, full circle, come within and recognize that self. And when my mind is in that self, then what impurities? Because my mind is already invested in that pure self, which is purity, then there is no impurities. Bhagavan, to do all these things, it is so difficult. How do we do so much? So here Naraji himself has given that if too much it is sounding very overwhelming, you can do one thing. One I can do. Okay, what is that? So all this can be achieved by just one step. What? Etat sarvam gurau bhaktya purusho hyanjasa chayet. All these impurities can be won over by just having devotion to the Guru. That is the only one master key. Solution to all problems. Just devotion to the Guru. What do we mean by devotion to the Guru? Devotion to the Guru does not mean we go and sit in front of the Guru and say, okay, what are you doing? Why have you come? For darshan. So what are you doing? I am just looking at you. Then after that, when you go, I will also go. This is not Guru Bhakti. What is Guru Bhakti? Guru Bhakti means to listen attentively what Guru is saying and to follow it. That is called devotion to the Guru. To live a life as guided by the Guru. To have that, and wherever there is love, mind goes there automatically. If my mind is in the Guru, at the feet of the Guru, automatically all these impurities don't disturb me. My mind has to be in the right place. If I keep on thinking about a problem, that only becomes a reality of my life. But if I keep on thinking about the Lord, that alone will be the reality of my life. So Guru Bhaktya means to be able to invest my mind in the Guru and also listen to the Guru. That is why in Hindi there is a very famous saying, हम गुरु को तो मानते हैं पर गुरु की नहीं मानते. We believe in a Guru but not in the teachings of a Guru. So this Guru Bhakti, if that real Guru Bhakti comes in our heart, if we are able to, that is why Shankaracharya ji says, just one statement of the Guru, if we can hold on to and follow, our life will be transformed. There is nothing more to be achieved. After saying all this, now the text is being concluded in the last 3 verses. We will quickly read the 23rd and 24th verse. Upadeshamimam nityam Upadeshamimam nityam Vimrishami punah punah Shamanam cha prapashyami Malanam tu shanaihi Ishwaranugrahadevam Prasadena gurostatha Kim na sadhyam maya loke Nishchinto hamato dhuna. Upadesham imam nityam vimrishami punah punah. This advice or instruction given by Narad ji to Yudhishthira, these 4 last verses, here Guruji is saying, I reflect upon these again and again. And it is in the first person. So it is all for us. In the first person. We should go through this journey. What is it? The last verse says, Prapsyami shighram manaso hi shuddhim Leena swarupe bhavita cha buddhihi Pashyan nijananda swarupa lokam Sukham charishyami sada vimuktah. He says, now that I know the secret of purification of mind, I shall get this purity of mind, manaso vishuddhim, I shall get shighram prapsyami. I shall attain this purity soon, without any delay. See, if we have the key, then why should we not open the lock? What is there to wait? So, shighram, immediately I will try and keep reflecting on this, get onto that path of right thinking, and I shall attain this purity of mind. But I will not stop there. Going forward, Lina Swarupe Bhavita Cha Buddhi, my buddhi, my mind and intellect, it will then gradually get established in this self. And then Pashyan Nijananda Swarupa Lokam. Then after that, once I have got established in this self, that nishtha that was talked about in the beginning of this text, then I see the world. What do I see? The same blissful self which is in me is the self in all. When I see thus, then wherever I go, sukham charishyami. Then I happily move about, sada vimuktaha, because now I am ever liberated, never to come back to this state of bondage, never to have any problem with these impurities. So this entire journey, so Manah Shodhanam, if we have purified our mind, so we have to do this and then purify our mind, and what happens? Then we get established in this knowledge of the self. When the mind is established in the self, then what happens? Then the self in me, I see as the self pervading everything. And when this vision comes to me, then I am liberated. I just move about happily. So this is the beautiful journey which Puja Guruji has taken us through. And we have just reflected upon this text once. We have not finished. Okay? So we have to keep reflecting upon this. Punah punah, it was said again and again. So as an symbolically, Puja Gurudev used to make us chant the first verse towards the end of studying a text, so that it is symbolic that now we have to restart and again go through this. So we shall chant the first verse. Paramatma Dvayanandaha Sarvabhuta Sthitopiha Ajnanena Vrito Drishtaha Tathaiva cha manomalaihi. We pray to Bhagavan and Puja Gurudev that may we be able to walk this path as indicated by this text. May our minds be pure, so that the supreme goal of we offer this yajna, which has happened with the infinite grace of Kayena Vacha Manasendriyairva Buddhyatmana Va Prakrite Swabhavat Karomi Adyat Sakalam Parasmai Narayanayeti Samarpayami Narayanayeti Samarpayami. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Hari Om. Thank you, Swamiji, for this evening and the last 5 days of truly inspiring and enlightening knowledge on the mind. We are immensely grateful for your inaugural visit to Jakarta. You can even hear it started to rain outside, which is a sign of a divine yajna that we've had over the last few days. We will now begin the Aarti, after which we would like to invite you all to come forward and collect prasads from Swamiji, and you may offer your Guru Dakshina envelopes in the box up front here. Hari Om and thank you.